Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another dev talk video, and today the devs are talking about their priorities, banners, multiplayer info, and more. So I have a lot of dev talk videos on my channel, so if you do like this type of info and you want more dev information, I'm pretty much doing them daily at this point. So yeah, if you like it and you want to see some more of it, go to my channel, there's a lot of it. Also, the link to the official forums from Bannerlord will be down below. That's pretty much where I get all this info from and all the posts and replies. So if you guys want to go check it out for yourself, that link will be down below. Also, I have a script like always. It's going to be on the screen right now. Everything that I say, all the links that I state, they will all be down in the description. You can translate, you can follow along, read it later, whatever you want to do. But here we go. So first, we have a player asking about banners and when they will be implemented into the game. By the way, I think the player means banners that we can take into battle and that some of our units can take into battle, not the ones that we see on the world map currently and the ones that we could customize. Devs state that banners are making a return at a later date, but are low priority for the devs right now. It's understandable. While they do look cool and it would be epic to see an army with a couple of banners riding into battle, I get why it's like low priority, right? It doesn't really affect gameplay that much. Also, you do get it in the custom battle feature in the game, and also you can go to if you turn on cheats in your game and you go to the cheat menu, you can also equip some banners on your character if that's really what you want to do right now. Second, we have a player responding to the previous dev statement and asking what is high priority for the devs right now, since the devs state a lot of features are low priority. The devs respond and state that stability, performance, and missing mechanics and features are their top priority. Devs also agree with me that while banners are pretty, they do not affect gameplay, so for the devs it's low priority. Again, understandable. The devs have stated multiple times that the overall performance and people being able to play the game smoothly is the most important thing that they are working on right now, and that content that the community wants to see, like banners and other stuff like that, will come later in the early, early access process, right? Before the game's launch and all that. Third, we have a player asking if there's any way to play the 1.4.3 beta on the Epic Games launcher. So if you didn't know, the Epic Games launcher also sells Bannerlord. So some people bought it on there, most people bought it on Steam, but some did get it on the Epic Games launcher. The devs respond and state that the Epic Games launcher does not have the same beta and live feature as Steam does. Also, that there should not be too much of a delay for players on the Epic Games launcher because the code refactor is done, and there should not be a long delay between beta and live moves. So it's unfortunate this is the case. I think that the Epic Games launcher will eventually have a lot more of these features, but obviously Steam came out way before. They're way ahead of the competition in my opinion. So, you know, the Epic Games launcher, it is a kind of a new thing, and it has a lot of work to do to really compete with Steam, but you know, they got a lot of money behind them. So we'll see how that goes, but it is kind of unfortunate. Fourth, we have a player asking about multiplayer and if you will be able to join multiple clans. Pretty much like, because the multiplayer has like a clan system where you can join clans, and he's asking if you can join multiple clans and be in multiple clans at the same time. So the devs respond and state no, you cannot be in multiple clans at the same time. Also, devs state that other requests and questions would be answered better after the multiplayer patch comes out, since nothing that's said right now in the forums is final and it is subject to change. Fifth, we have two players asking the devs questions. First question being, can multiple parties from the same clan fight at the same time? Like, for example, can 10 parties from the same clan play 5 different matches at the same time? Or is there a restriction? The devs respond and state that yes, it can be done, but 2 conditions must be met for this to work. First being to have 6-person parties, and second, all the party members in those 6-person parties are all in the same clan. If those things match, then you can have as many matches as you want, really. Second question being, can Siege be played in a clan with 10 people? Because right now you cannot do that, because obviously the 6-person party is meant for clans. The devs respond that unfortunately clan matches are only available for captain and skirmish game modes. Sixth, we have a player asking the multiplayer devs if the combat parameters update, which is the upcoming multiplayer update that's a lot of people are waiting for, and it's highly anticipated because it has a lot of changes that the community wants, right? If that combat parameters update changes, will they be implemented to single player as well, in terms of like the weapon changes and the unit changes, the buffs and nerfs and all of that? The devs state that pretty much 95% of the changes will also affect single player, but it will only really affect one-on-one encounters between units, right? So it won't be as noticeable in single player, because in multiplayer, obviously you're playing as a unit, so you're going to notice if this unit's been buffed or nerfed and stuff like that. But in multiplayer, where you have sometimes hundreds and hundreds of units fighting each other, right, it might not be as noticeable. But I am excited for this because this will balance a lot of things. Kind of like horsemen will be balanced. There will be buffs to certain infantry, which could help, the Sturgians, for example, and also a lot of other changes. And also, for people wondering, the devs have said that this patch is coming soon, so I do predict in the next 2 weeks, but definitely before the month ends. And these changes have they've been pretty much vetted by very active community members, and that's why it's very anticipated, because the devs worked with the community to make all this stuff, all these updates happen. Or all these changes happen for this update. Now, 7th, we have a player asking if the devs can provide some examples of the changes that were discussed in the previous dev statement that we just went over. Also, the player states that he read that combat will now be more fluid, responsive, and dynamic. So the devs respond and state that they will not go into detail right now, and that all of the changes will be listed in the patch notes when the update does come out. Also, devs state that this update was pretty much community tested with a lot of active community members, and most of these changes were made and discussed by those members, and overall everyone was happy with the update in terms of the changes and fixes and nerfs and buffs. Also, in terms of changes, the devs state that cavalry gameplay was changed, and that the rhythm of melee combat has changed quite a bit as well, kind of like I stated before. Also, devs state that a changelog that is very long and explanatory will be posted so modders can understand all the changes that were made in terms of like parameters and code and all of that, to make it easier for modders to make tweaks and stuff like that. So it's great to see that the devs want to be as transparent as possible, and they want to work with the community to help the game become better. And I can't wait for the changes. I can't wait to play multiplayer on the new update that is to come. But that's pretty much all the statements and replies for now. If anything new comes up, I will make a video and keep you guys informed. Like always, you guys know this. Last thing, I'm going to end this video in the same way in most of my videos is I do want to thank the developers for staying active, bringing good changes, answering a lot of people's questions and all of that. Now, before we end the video, I want to just state that if you are playing on the beta and you don't want your mods to break when the game auto updates, I suggest you revert to a stable patch where your mods will stay intact, your game will not auto-update, and you can play in a more stable environment. I currently am still playing on 1.3 for my YouTube playthrough, so yeah. I have a video on how you can do that. It's very simple, and it will be linked down below if you do need it. But hopefully this video is informative. Ask me any questions, and like always, stay safe.